bring it down.
You're live.
I'm live. Hey, YouTube, America, Pittsburgh. This is the 10. We are 10 o'clock talks right here, and we are live. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for clicking that button. Hey, nice job. We already got a nice job coming in. Hello, everybody. How are you this evening? How are you? Appreciate you guys being here. Really do. So, yeah, big day. It was kind of for Pittsburgh. Let me talk on Pittsburgh for a minute. We got to always support the small businesses. It's so important. And I know everyone's doing a great job. Everyone's doing their part. They're sending out the support to everybody. And I know they appreciate you. They appreciate every one of you. They appreciate it. So with that said, let's not forget them. And remember, these big corporate names now are coming out. They're supporting everybody. They're supporting who you didn't think. I mean, we shopped at these places through the whole shutdown. And they're giving money to all these organizations. We don't agree with it. Once you get into the whole bucket of coal that's sitting there, we thought we were doing all the right things. We followed our instructions, and here they are donating to all their causes. And their causes aren't our causes. They're just not. Anyway, that happens, right? That's what happens. It's terrible. It's bad. I'm not for it. And I know you're not, but it is what it is. So pay attention real close to all these names. It's terrible. Again, welcome everybody out there in America, land and beyond. We appreciate you so much. I'm going to click something on here real quick. Stay with me just for a second. There we go. I'm just trying to have a little monitor to read from and all that good stuff. So anyway, what are we? We're like in the fourth month of 2021. Yeah, I need coffee. It's like April 13th. I don't know. We're a little late start. It's about 8:10. I apologize, everybody, for that. But when you have a spinning circle that won't kick in, we've all been through it. It even happens to us. So we try to do what we can. And I want to send out some hellos if I can. And let you guys know I'm thinking of you. And Dave, our our producer, thank you so much for what you do. Appreciate you. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about where I was last night. I didn't get a lot of views. That's okay. This transformation to YouTube is going to be a little bit different. Hi, Mike Schaefer. How are you? Waving to you, dude. Waving to you. I guess you can see me. I don't know. Am I reversed? Oh, okay. Yeah, she's on. You're on it. Hold on. Let me figure this out here. How does this work? There. Maybe that'll help. There. Does that help a little bit? Oh, wow. See, bang. Doing three things at once. It's a little more difficult for me. I'm lame into this. I don't know what this stuff is. People are kind enough to give me some insight, and I appreciate it. I really do. All right. So hellos to some people. Salon Atmosphere. I do designs by Eva. Please support 12 Whiskey. Just to say a few small businesses around Pittsburgh. Let us help support yours too, if I can, anywhere you are. If you need something mentioned, I'll be more than happy to do it. We have a cause here together. The cause is America, taking America back. And I also want to give a shout out to some great groups who you can join. Patriots at Large, Great American Nation Group, Taking Back America, Hardcore Conservative Group, Americas for Free Speech, American Regulators. Check them groups out, please. And there's a lot more. There's Patriots all over, Patriots Michigan and Connecticut. And it's a support foundation for all of us. And they're good vibes. There's great postings in them. Things that you'll learn from. And again, coming here, this is welcome to Michael's world, because this is my world of entertainment. It's an opinion. You have always the right to choose. I won't judge you. Don't judge me. That might be used against me tonight. I have a suspicion that may just happen, but that's okay. You can take the blunt of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. No, it doesn't. All right, let me find some stuff here. Let's do some quick review. Jeffrey, how you doing? Eddie Parker, how you doing? I want you guys to click on the YouTube if you can, because Facebook's just going to be a temporary thing. Hi, Sarah. How are you? I appreciate you stopping through. I really, really do. Cool. Thank you. But check out the YouTube thing. There is like an orange link that you can click on. The mastermind put together, and it'll help you, however it interfaces. I'm not sure what all that stuff does. I'm just here doing the talking, truthfully. All right, so where are you, Michael? I might be working off the wrong one here. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because I know a lot of it without a doubt. But welcome to my world, as I said. Help somebody's dream. Don't ever forget that, because it's important to remember all the smalls. And I want you to remember this. You can make America strong again. You can make America wealthy again. You can make America proud again. You can make America safe again. And you never forget this. You can make America great again. Do you remember those words and whose they were? That's right. President Donald Trump. He said them for a reason. He set them in place. He put them in our minds. I know I listened to what he says. I have always listened to what he said. I felt they were strong. They were words of encouragement. And I think we need to keep them closest to our heart. No matter where we are, no matter where he is, there's a wall. It's a divide, even from our president to us. And we're working with that, right? We're working with it. But the advisement of his words were so strong. Hey, he wasn't no politician. But when he made a point, he made his point. And that was his point. That really was. So always keep that in mind, please. Loyalty to the president forever, because that's what we need to do right here at the 10 o'clock talks. I am Michael Anthony. And who else we got? Quick hellos here. Just so you know, on Facebook, this is short term at the pop. Hey, Lucy. We're going to be clicking over. Just wanted to give everybody a quick heads up. So, I'm working between three things. So I got other things going on, but I want you guys to know, thank you so much. And if you can't click on to the YouTube invite, please stop in, share, follow, whatever you guys do best. You are the greatest. And I thank you so much for being in the Taking Back America room and all the group rooms that I just mentioned, and giving your opinions and leaving your feedbacks and postings. That's what makes America strong too. Takes a little bit of everything, from a little bit and a lot from everyone. So if we can always remember that, I appreciate it. With that said, this is just a quick thing for the Facebook thing. I'm doing this for a purpose. I'm trying to make work a little bit easier, to deliver longer and have more said. So, if you can, click the YouTube thing. It'll help immensely. Again, we are like nonprofit. This is all about anything we do. And when people do ask, hey, can I help you? Can I do something? We give them a cause. And I think that's the best thing you could do during this time. So I'm going to go back from last night where I kind of left off. It was a long segment. If you missed it, I apologize. But let's just go with this. MS-13 members. They said it was one. I'm finding out it was a group. They drugs, a bunch of the bad. Border issues, yes. Should I talk more on it? Probably. It's the big thing right now. And I even released some videos and stuff today to some friends through Messenger, because I didn't know how safe they would actually be. Okay. So in the safeness of that, I just want everybody to know I was going behind the scene, because there was already a major slap on the hand today to the group room and on my page. And I don't even get it because I didn't post anything. So, well, I did afterwards. They let me go. But anyway, you know how that is. So it was better to be safe than sorry kind of scenario. And that's kind of what I did and where I went with it from that. But the MS-13 gang member thing, yeah. And, they were hoarding down there like 45,000 pounds of marijuana at the border and the safety room. So with Border Patrol. They're doing a job down there. They're doing a big job down there, and they can't even keep up with it. And now we're finding out the buses are traveling in. They're going everywhere. And again, I have some videos. If you guys want them, please hit me up. I'll send them to you. They're short clips, maybe up to 10 minutes, but it's people doing footwork all through Texas. They're showing the buses coming in. They're showing the aliens coming in. They're showing them with children. No one's testing for DNA. They don't know if the children belong to them. They can have COVID. It doesn't make a difference. If they do have COVID, I hear that they can go into the Catholic resource churches now. And churches across America, remember this, these are going to be the checkpoints now. That's why the interest of the government is going to try to control your church. Open your doors, and I'm praying to gosh you don't open them to them. And I'm not saying the children, they're important. And these people are here, and they're planting them. They're planting them hard, and they're going to force them into our communities. And there's not much we can do. There's little we can do. You can call it child smuggling. You can call it implanting for the vote platform, which I always have called it that. Now you can call this stimulus and infrastructure plan, money payback to these countries that are, we're going to go and talk to them. No, they're not. They already talked. Where do you think they're coming from? It was pre-planned. We know this. We know this is all pre-planned. So yeah, they're coming in, arrows, brand new T-shirts. I mean, come on. I just came 1,000 miles. They looked like they got off a gravy train somewhere. There was something bigger going on here. We won't have all the answers immediately, but we know it's happened. And now we're going to graciously hand out money to countries. So anyone else, I want to tell you on Facebook, if you are watching, I see Lucy and Jeffrey up there. Guys, if you can't click onto the YouTube center, that'd be great, because this is just a short video clip and it's going to sign off very shortly. Only way to make it stronger by the unity, we must make a big social group with one Lucy, you're right. And I've said that. I want all groups unified. I really do want all groups unified. And I agree with you. I've said it. That's why I tried to implant myself, Lucy, in so many places. And with your help, Beth's help, a lot of people that help out there in the world. Everybody needs acknowledged for doing a great job. But the point is, you're correct. There comes a unity where we really need to do something on a larger wave, a larger scale. And hello again to you. Dave, I know if you're watching out there, I got some other people up there. I can't see the exact. Let me see something real quick. I see. All right. I was trying to do just a little quick adjustment for something for my eyes. Anyway, yeah, unification would be great if we could get all the rooms together. I'm for it 100%. And, we don't have to do it like as a full-time gig. And there's something huge that's going to occur that I'm pushing. And I'm pushing it with some people that in the upper media who have taken me under their wings in a certain way. I'm a nobody. I'm doing nothing, but I am helping on the lower end promotion of it. And we're kicking for like July 13th, the All-Star. And the problem with the national baseball and the Georgia, and now these businesses are going to suffer that expected it. The slap in the face from Washington saying you can't change your election, you can't protect your election rights. They throw that. So the narrative now is it's going to be a big stand up across the nation, and everybody's getting involved, including Newsmax. Me right here at 10 O'Clock Talks was invited into helping. I'm going to be doing that. So, my mind is working on some, not that they're big for me. I'm glad I'm invited. I want to push them to you. I don't know all the plans yet, but I can tell you this, it's big works, and for around the 13th. I'll make sure on all the dates and times, but it was ever the same date of the game supposed to take place. It's going to be some type of rally, a boycott of what our government does, this cult that we now have controlling, Washington, D.C., and that's what they are. They're a cult. No matter how you look at it, they're a cult, and they're not treating people as an employee to the government in any way, shape, or form. And we know that. Alyssa, how are you? Thank you for stopping in. Well, could tell me in. I'm not sure what you meant, Lucy, but we'll figure it out. We always sidebar talk. Dave, if you also hear anything, I see you're on YouTube. If you hear anything more on that too, and I'll get some more information, the 13th is going to be big. Maybe we can put all our groups together and consolidate somehow. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope it works out really well. So that said, all right, so we got through the MS-13. That was some of last night and some of what I was venting here. We're going to move on a little bit here, and let's talk about this. The left wing's support of the Supreme Court. I again, think more things come to surface today, and I'll do this real quick. They want the implants to enlarge the Supreme Court so they can control the numbers. No different from what they're doing with Congress, and the fact that Nancy Land up there was trying to add a seat here and there and get people voted out, and she'll do whatever she can. It's that thing. The narrative, we just have to go like same with like the filibuster, all these things. No. We got to stand up. We got to write our congressmen. We got to write our state legislators. Everybody involved on the level of the higher anarchy of the government needs to be getting letters and phone calls daily. Make them nuts. Make them nuts. Make it so people understand it. And that's the best I can really tell from that. I mean, honestly. So we're in a global war. This just says in America. It's not. I mean, there's still ongoings of devastating issues and problems going on across the whole globe. We are not the only government persecuting our citizens by any means. And that's what they're doing. You know, they're causing personal persecution to all of us in ways, in slavery and lies. I mean, anything that fits their narratives across the globe. It's a war factor, nothing less. And they are now global cult together. They really are. School teachings, kids. Yeah, that's the other thing that I'm appalled with. You know, what they're teaching the kids about, to be more gay, not to listen to their mother and dad. And believe it or not, these are some of the things that are actually in the new curriculum. They are an equal. The parents no longer matter. Also, one of the things that really kicks my ass right now, really ticks me off. And this should get to every one of you. This should make every one of you really angry. They're bringing schools in, but with the narrative now to lower the age on the Frankenshot and start injecting the children with it. And very short memos going to the parents. Like, if they don't bother to look, your kid's going to get it, whether you wanted it or not, because the health department and health education is working with the schools, and it's terrible. And Lucy's saying that she's been doing that. She's been writing the governor, the mayor's office, the senators, and calling them too. Hey, you know what, man? You're a rock star, girl, and everybody needs to do that. And I don't know if anybody. I don't have my list up yet for the YouTube thing. But the truth of the matter is, these are places now that you need to start calling fast. Call the Board of Educations. Call the health departments. Tell them they have no right to touch your child in any way, shape, or form. And this is part of what they're doing now, to squeeze and take control of everyone, making sure they get this shot. And that's just terrible. It is terrible. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate it. I really do. And Lucy, you're such a supporter. You're a rock star. Now, in our transformation to YouTube, you're going to see less and less on Facebook, and I'm sorry, but we'll still be there for you to view and see, and you'll see the after uploads. They're going to be there. Do whatever you can to share them out. That would be fine. We appreciate it. Weekly, it must be done weekly. Drive them crazy. And I appreciate you, girl. You're 100% right. You really are. I see every word you're saying. Thank you so much for that. All right. So, and it's okay to be gay. So you see the narrative here. It's not going to be just about, when you're not looking, your kid could actually come home with a Band-Aid on from the Frankenshot. It could happen without a doubt. There's people already fighting it because they received these notices in areas, partaking with the school educational systems and the health department to make sure children get shots now up to the age. I really do believe it's like 12. And that's why it's in the curriculum there, as well as the gayness and the teachings. It's not even a good social teaching, but they're implanting this to the children. They're trying to make our kids and take male genderism into a feminism. And it's against the law, if you ask me. What you're doing is you're provoking children's and implanting immoral ideas. We used to have laws about things like this. Where are our laws? If we lose the Second Amendment and we lose our gun rights, which we're not going to, we're going to fight that to hell and back. But if we were to, and God forbid we do in some catastrophic way of something happening, then we have no guns to protect the rest of the Constitution. And I want you to always remember that. It's in a time of war, which we are against a governmental cult like we have up at Nancy Land and in the White House, you know, it's so important to protect this stuff. And we need to write, call. And I got to tell you, I get a lot of emails through today. I get a lot of texts through today. People don't know what it takes behind preparing, talking, and I don't want no kudos for it. I'm just saying, and I have to express this. You don't have time for anything else. I make time to have a regular life, cut grass, do the things, make a call to the kids, things that I do. But what it takes to actually stay on top of this, you cannot play. My plate is full and I have no time to play. And I apologize if I'm not getting back to anybody quick enough, if I am not there enough in some fashion for you, if I am protective of every effort I put into what I do, if it takes me a moment to get your clearance onto the page, which I want to make this announcement too to everybody. I started Taking Back America and I love it. I think it's working well. I'd like to push the effort a little more forward. And I also want to put out there this. It's not going to be my baby to fly with. I'm going to pick somebody to take it. Okay? This was about America. And I need somebody with skills, logic, understanding, compassion for how to moderate and administer a good room, a good platform room that is starting to rise. And if you're interested, please get back to me. I'd like to talk to you, okay? Because it wasn't something I ever planned to keep going for myself. I just felt it was a title of promise and hope, and I wanted people to have that. It's not that I don't wish to have it. It's just I need to make calls, right. Put pressure where pressure needs to be put, back up the voters in my city, as well as other things. And it takes a lot to do it. And I'm just saying, I'm having a ball here. Hey, Lucy, thank you. I see all your flags. I think Lucy's the only one watching tonight there. But anyway, that's okay. That's okay. It's all good. So with that said, if anybody has interest to what I'm discussing here right now, that's my plan. And I hope somebody has good interest in it. And if you want in to check it out, please do it if you're just joining in. So with that said, let's keep going here. 246 in Michigan test positive and when they're fully vaccinated, and 3 of them so far have died. We also know, and I have information coming up on the J&J. So, these are items that you probably already have read on. Anybody that is thorough in their own investigative work and have interest to America, and I know we all do, it's a big plate, right? It is. It's a huge plate, and it's just narratives everywhere. There's issues and problems sitting on this plate everywhere. It's hard to pass them to one another, but they're there, and we read, we find interest, we try to do the best that we can do. All right. So with that said, yeah. So Michigan has reported that. I do believe there was some deaths added to it, but again, the CDC is not as cooperative as they should be to the American public because they are even suppressed in ways. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Florida, New York claimed that there's 197,500 cases. They're pushing a narrative of fear. And that happened in 7 days, 10 days. And actually, I'm thinking the number now that this morning came up, but I couldn't verify it was closer to 200,000, 210,000. So just keep that in mind. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. Okay. It could all be just, hype. We don't know. We don't know how many actually had other issues that caused, if there was a double cause of an issue that created this, all these things are possible. All these things are possible. Okay. So while we're saving America, everybody, Lucy, if you're still on, sweetheart, switch to YouTube, okay? Thank you, everybody on Facebook. Come see us live right now. Appreciate you. Hugs. Okay, so we ended the Facebook thing because we're actually transforming over in a full way. Here, can you take this, please? For the viewers to get a fuller experience on this side. And it'll actually help us to be able to put you into a special email, keep you aware, keep you. We're not going to stop the cause. It's just going to come in a different way on YouTube. We're going to actually be doing briefs on certain issues and political policies, narratives of problems, governmental issues, etc. And they might be short little things, but it will work the same way. And we're going to, if you follow, and I hope that you do, we have a bunch of equipment here that gets turned off when I do that, and they don't know how to touch the screen, and that's okay. We're learning here. We always get better. So, all right. With that said, I don't even remember where I was at because of interruptions. That's what's great about live, Dave, because I know Dave's still out there with me. And again, thanks for getting all those clips together and the shares. I don't know if I got all mine done, but I got some of them, and that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Let's not also forget that's Dimin Sun. Okay, now how is that not Chinese with Gates and this whole skyquake stuff and all these things going on here? Keep that in mind. We're going to get back to a little bit more of that this week. And I want you to also know that FEMA makes that announcement to help families. I mentioned it last night, but I think it's validly important to say it again. For those that have perished, family members, etc., from COVID, they're going to be helping with the funeral expenses. Must be because the insurance, I'm right on the insurance issue, that nothing's happening there. So with that said, yeah. Hey, if you can do me a favor over behind the little piece of glass, could you bring up on one of those the YouTube site? All right, that's what we're working on. Okay, cool. I appreciate it because that's what I'll be needing at some point. And if we don't get to it tonight, it's fine. We'll make our corrections. We're rock stars here. Everybody involved are rock stars. They work hard. All right. So the funeral cost thing. If you're a family that's went through this, please contact your local FEMA agencies. Look them up. They're everywhere. They're stronger than you would ever want to believe. And I want to say this too. Gates now has become the part of the new generation power grid development system. Yeah, go figure. Go figure. Now check this out too. This is something that's interesting to come up, but I haven't been able to validate it. I want to validate this. All right, Harris, VP Harris, her nephew got in some kind of trouble, and it seems the law enforcement or whatever had occurred, because I don't want to say a lot on this, but I want to say enough on it. Law enforcement got a hold of his phone. They were briefing through it, whatever, and there was text messages between Auntie Harris and her nephew. And it seems that there were some things that she knew about the January 6th thing. And that's starting to come to light. And it states that it was all premeditated. Now, I got more to talk on that too. So it's pointing a finger. It's pointing a finger. It said, we failed on our part, but others didn't, or something like that nature. Look for it. Look for it. So this is your vice president to put the attack. Now the vice president that helped put the attack with Shifty Shift, Nancy Land up there with Schumer and all of them. And they did it because the FBI now had come out, and it's all been confirmed through a 24-hour period. I'd like to put some rest on information that they knew about this. Let me get to that shortly, okay? And Biden is calling all the shots on the sports in Georgia. We know, and that's the All-Star game thing. Let's keep in touch with that. Let's keep bases filled where we can put all the group rooms together and go from there. And that would be really wonderful. That would be really wonderful. All right, going to try something here because I don't know what you hit. Playback setting help. I need help. Yes, I need help. All right, so I'm not seeing anything on comments, and that's what I was trying to get to. Comments, report, thumbs up, thumbs down. I got I got 3 watching now, so let me hit that and see if you have 5. Okay. The problem is I'm not seeing any comments. I know they're there. I don't know how we're not getting the comments. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't understand that. Okay, what does it matter? It doesn't matter. I'm going to breeze through this because it's about you, not me. My mistakes will get corrected. I'm here. I'm right here. Let's talk. Let's do what we do best here, and let's just vent out these issues and get into the nitty gritty of things. But Harris, something else, huh? FBI makes the announcement. They admit it's right. It's true. They're not. The finger is not going directly anywhere yet. But yeah, how about that? So Governor Dosey of Arizona will send. It's going to send out the National Guard to start protecting all their, I guess, borders and so forth. They want to try to eliminate any buses coming into their state. If anybody has any more information on that too, please enlighten me. But I know some of those facts are true. Minnesota, we know what that's going through, and I'll get back to that shortly as well. Now, the White House and the handpicking your questions. You have so many that have to stay out of the room now, and so many that are allowed in with the briefings with the orange when she comes out. So this lady comes on, and these from the outside, there's questions allowed to be read, but they're handpicking everything. Even the side of the media who didn't like Trump are complaining that she's making all the rules as she goes here. Our side, Trump's side, Kayla, Sarah Huckabee, everybody. This never happened before. Everything was confronted with on the question, the proof, the little tablet, the flippings, like just same as I do. Got into the nitty gritty. They got their answer, whether they liked it or not, but they were at least answered. This lady doesn't answer things and doesn't take questions actually, everything is briefed through people and channels before she even gets it. So it's all supervisional answers to the questions. Again, that's not a true and transparent White House by any means. Again, it's more of a government cult. And we have a global government cult going on. It's not getting any better for any country. I mean, there are some countries doing things. They truly are. They're not going to report on it. I know one country went and they got everybody out of the government already. So things are happening, and that's a positive. That's taking America back, but not for them. That's my comment of it, but that's standing up. That's fighting the fight. These foreign people have done it in one small area of government. So that's good for them. Now you got Brazil on lockdowns. That's, government's doing nothing for these people. So what I mean by that on the short note is, there are issues in Brazil that are going on that are so catastrophic. These people don't even have food. I mean, we got a lot of video clips, a lot of Catholic investigative workers and people were sent there and they were checking out the country. I guess somehow they got traveling to get in there. They did what they needed to do. And what they're showing is just truly appalling. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on. So, Brazil's not small and they're not really poor. How do you not supply mills in some way or reach out with an outreach program? And then you have Biden throwing money everywhere. Contact demand, I guess, or contact one of these other countries. Then you got Russia and Ukraine on the border now, and Russia's taunting Ukraine. So what's that going to be about? You got China and Taiwan. What's that going to be about? America, get involved. America, get involved. They're trying to pull us in directions right now. I don't know what that's about, if it's a narrative, but they're trying to split divide our military right now, as it seems, when you have two potential war efforts about to take place, and they're all calling for America's help as well. I mean, come on. Get a life. Take care of your country. This is not the time for any type of war unless you're correcting your own government. These are other agendas, and maybe Russia. And I'll take my hat off to Putin. He does like testing his waters and his authority of who he is, as a president of his country. The Ukraine says they're going to fire back, and they have no issue doing it. So I don't know what to expect there, but it's news. I read it, and I thought it'd be really important to share with you. Now, let's get on to the king. All right? The king is pissed. Okay? Soros, the guy. I mean, come on. He favors himself around his friends where they fancy calling him the king. That old ugly thing. So anyway, yeah, the king. He's still in the deep freeze, though. some time back, and I talked about this. I don't know. Maybe I'll just say maybe it was several weeks ago. Um, there was an issue where I'll say it like this: me Myanmar, and the Guantanamo military, Guanato. I can't even pronounce these words, but I want to be socially respectful to. Okay, I just want to be respectful in a way to say what I can. This is important. They took and froze his assets. That's what's important here. But I went under pronunciation the other day, and I can't think in my head how it was telling me on the pronunciation, but you do what you have to do. I'm not no scholar. I'm sorry. I'm not no scholar. I'm not dumb, but I'm not a scholar. And they're pronouncing it in my mind as Myanmar, maybe. And again, Wantana military had taken all the measures, went in, they took the computers, they arrested up to, I think, 11 people. They actually have still people in custody. They froze his accounts, maybe not all his wealth. Okay, because I did see some things, but it could have been fake news or a fake narrative being pumped out, which pertained to $20 million being donated to some cause for Biden or something. I know there's something about something out there on that. Okay, YouTube live chat is working. Thank you. Good morning, 10 o'clock talks. Good morning. Okay, happy broadcast. Thank you. I appreciate it. So anyway, if you see this, please like and share. I appreciate it. And we're going to also do what we can after the upload to share it out to some of our friends out there in all the other little social media lands. But yeah, so the king is very disappointed with what's going on. They attacked in his Open Society foundations. And right now, he's working with a zero in these areas. So somebody's hurting somebody. Somebody's not taking the shit. And that's what it's about. Okay. So I want to talk about something to all the preppers. I'm going off the table here. This is a whole different thing, but I want you all to listen to this because right now is when we prep. Right now, after a pandemic, you probably already used your prepping areas and some places. And there are some places across the whole United States that have these large magnitude places that people buy shares in, just like, a little community or what they call beachfront town share, whatever. I don't know. But anyway, these pay for these little spots. And some of these places are gorgeous, fab. And if you ever saw what the government had, I mean, they make it look like when you're in some of these suites for our government elite. Yeah, right. For them only now. In case something in the world would happen to them, they can go down there and live for years. I mean, they have water purification systems. They have everything. They have gardening areas. They have all organic indoor lighting effects. They got it down pat. The sciences are all there. They can make life go on underground for a very long time. They also have, you would think, holographic windows with the scenes that change and birds that fly upon them, and you hear the birds sing, and you really think you're on top when you're underneath. Swimming pool areas, basketball, volleyball, the best of everything for the government who is basically raping the public. It is what it is. Let me get back to this, though. FEMA is the strongest entity of power in the world. In case of any dire emergency, they are the acting everything on top ground. Underground shelters for the government, like I said, are just bomb. Our houses don't look as good as what they create down there with our tax dollar, which we have no right to go in and look at as well. Another key issue that needs to change in America when someday, somehow, we are able to in place a list of everything with instructions that no one can ever do us wrong on, because we're going to really have to look at that narrative, taxes and investments, and we're going to want to see everything yearly. and they will be audited, because that's the only way we're going to keep a good, clean government, that we can watch them like hawks, and not allow them to profitize from any insider knowledges as they do that makes them rich. So, okay, with that said, back to the preppers. This is so important. This is going to blow your mind. It really is. Now I want you to remember something too. We have a huge bunker under the Capitol. Don't forget that. And it's nuclear war protected. So they have safe zones that are beyond in different areas and can be transported like on Amtrak air tracks underneath. And they can get to places so fast you wouldn't believe it. There are trucking roads that go from one end of the coast to the other for semi-trailers, for goods, storages, warehouse provisions. And believe me, it's a world under there. Not a joke. Not a joke. I talked with a trucker who I knew years back, and I was one of these things. When he told me how their contract was and what he was doing, and I was like, you got to be kidding. He's like, then he showed me pictures of some of these tunnels. It is unreal what's down there. Okay. That's all I can tell you. But preppers, this is going to get very interesting. And we're all preppers in ways. We truly are. Okay, let me find my place here. All right, so like in 1940, this all started with the constructions, okay? I just want everybody to know that. That was around the time that secret government agencies and stuff were burying themselves underground, hiding themselves underground for a lot more reasons than they care to disclose. Somewhere in June, some disclosure will come out. You will find out about just what is real and what may not be, or what is paranormal and what is not. So anyway, I want you to think about that. But it's true. In June, you're going to find out some very impressive news, and there has been leaks already that concerned a lot of that. So, okay, these areas are for the elites, as I said. These things are top notch, as I said. The scenes, the windows, the organic systems and purification systems, and the complexes built into them. I mean, the resort style. They really are. And they're above and beyond resort style. You can do things in these things, and children can do things in these things. Man, you wouldn't believe it's a theme park. They have everything you could imagine is built into these. So they're preparing as preppers for the government, but now this is the interesting part. You really can't, So get this, the government now considers doomsday preppers enemies to them. Yeah, because you can live somewhere underground, and you've been prepping to do that. And that's a no-no. That's a no-no. That is not anything good. And they can come and take everything you have from where you have it, and there's nothing you can do about it. What's called a national security issue takeover. So in other words, they can put you out and take it over. Everything you thought you could protect your family with is a lie. Check the laws. I did some research. It's real deal stuff. It really is real deal stuff. Okay, check it out. They know who everybody that bought these containers, put them in the ground. They know where they all are. They have satellite pictures of everything. They will find you. They know what you have down there pretty much. They have equipment to be able to also detect everything that you're keeping down there. Just keep that in mind. This is our government. This is our government and their self-interest and what's good for them only under a national security issue. As if you don't deserve. Yeah, it's all for what we have now. A cult. It's not for anybody else. It's not for you and your good family and your children or your newborn baby or your mother, your father, or your hard work that you put in because you didn't trust the government. And a lot of you people were damn smart on that part, but also concerned about the catastrophic events that always could occur to this planet. I get all that. But guess what? It won't be yours when they say it's no longer yours. They'll take it from you. It will be an eminent domain under national security issues, and they'll take it from you. I'm sorry I keep saying it, but it's appalling to learn these types of things. And they know where everyone is, where everyone built, and where it all, as I said, and they're considering in the law, it says if you have one of these, you are to be considered a terrorist who could fire against them. And you probably will want to protect yourself. So they already pre-labeled you as a terrorist. Look it up. It's fact. Okay, we got a green screen coming up here. I'm not sure what it is, so let's check it out. Okay. Whatever that was, I don't know. We turned to a green screen. I'll have to ask some more knowledgeable people. So, yeah. So while you're a terrorist, can you believe that? And the rights that they can take off you and under a catastrophic of anything occurring? It's unreal. Now, I want you to think about this. And a lot of people don't even know this ever occurred. This had something to do with 2012 and Obama, with all this stuff in the underground and so forth. I don't know if it was a drill. I'm just not sure how it was. But in 2012, Obama signed a martial law order. Did you know we were in martial law in 2012? I had suspicions of some stuff. I heard things, never knew what the narrative was or why. But this, I think, partakes in it. I still haven't fitted how. But yeah, we were under actual martial law. Nothing happened, but it did get signed. And it was, to me, I'm considering it to be a test. What was that truly about? I don't know. With everything else that I just told you, I think there's a conspiracy between the two of issues. I really do. I really do. Okay, let me get through that. And I'm sorry I had to rain on some of the preppers' parades, because I know we all need to keep things and so forth. And to just have them taken from us by our own government would be appalling, without a doubt. Not to be able to fight for your own life and well-being with your own hard-earned blood, sweat, tears, money, etc. So we have Snowden and WikiLeaks, and they like to expose, and that's why you know where they've been. They were hiding. They were here. They were, like hiding in Russia. They were hiding over here. They're the bad guys. Get them, get them. Trump kind of protected them, whatnot, got a lot of information. And, they dropped a lot of information. They really did. And it explains a lot of these government programs, things, space agencies of names of different types of eras and things. Real interesting stuff. Much larger than I'm going to get into, but I'll say this. David Icke, very important figure out there. Very important speaker, book writer, author, philanthropist. He's a theorist, just as I am. I have a lot of respect for the guy, though, and he knows a lot of truth. When you're big, truth comes to you, just like with Linda Moulton Howe, who explains a lot of things. Keep those ideas in mind. But what they actually express in ways of an occurrency that could be an effect of exposing disclosure, which you'll be finding that I said come June, of what we have learned much about the planet and so forth. And it's going to be very important, and fake events that could possibly happen to instill fear. So I told you I was going to drip some of that out, but the truth of the matter is I watched something once and it wasn't even done through the government. Okay. I was in a place and I watched a little bit of it and I was blown away what they could do with Hollywood. Do you remember going to Disneyland or around Disney in Florida? Ripley's Believe It or Not. You went up, you approached the desk, and there was Ripley in a hologram. Well, you ought to see how that hologram looks now. Man, you wouldn't know if it was a person standing in front of you. Anyway, they can create anything in the sky they want. An angel. A lot of people take pictures of these things. They're already testing people. They can create the vision of a cross, a god, anything they want, including UFOs, etc. I just wanted to put that out there to you to know that they have fear factors that they can implant. And hey, you might not believe it. I might not believe it. You might see through it. I don't know. As a visionary, as a person with intelligence, some of us might laugh it off. Just say, what the hell? Yeah, that's something the government's doing. Keep that thought in mind the way I just said it, because it probably would be. Not to say that we may not have something else, all more to this life we have. But what I'm saying to you is, if they want a giant UFO situation, they can create it. You would not believe what this stuff looks like. It is that technical good. Okay, enough of that, because it's off the page, but it's on the page as a fear factor. And it's been reported that they had discussions about doing something like this. I wouldn't tell you unless I knew it was actual factual facts and information discussed between leaders of the countries. Okay, that's why I told you. Check into it. Do your homework. It's there. Anybody can do it. Widen, open, think, and do. You'll find out. Minneapolis. Okay, let's get to this BLM stuff. Man, I talked about this last night. This is not the best situation by far. The only thing I can say, if anybody does watch this, whether you watch this a year from now, today, tomorrow, the next day, next week, I am not judging Keller here in any way. I'm not saying what happened in any way was positive. It was not. But I mean, it's a sad situation what had occurred, and it's devastating. It's not good in any way, shape, or form. It truly isn't. I mean, you have the three communist queens of the BLM. And it seems the minute that this happened, somebody unleashed something of terror towards the city of Minnesota up there. And, we seen Foot Locker, Walmart, and the dollar store, literally get trashed. You saw police cars getting trampled, and the police just stood there and let it happen. I maybe, okay, the best thing would to do under that mayor who was on and made some comments about it this morning. Maybe it was the best thing to do. Maybe he figured, let them take their pressure out. Maybe we can make it go away. Well, it didn't quite go away. Bad decision when you just let control become their narrative to control you and your own police department. Police departments should never stand down, just as they didn't in this stop. And I want to say this about the stop. Nothing there in my mind was about Keller. It seems to me these police responded responsibly. There was an issue, either with the tags or two issues, and one with an air freshener hanging on the mayor. I'm guilty of a problem like that myself. I don't know if we have a law in Pennsylvania on that, but mine's a handicap plaque. So it's not an air freshener, but they do make it to put up. But I guess you're only supposed to use it when you park, and I leave mine up. So I'm probably guilty as charged too. And if they pulled me over, I probably deservingly get an air beating. And I would say, okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And you're right. And go by my way if they allowed me to, follow in their direction. And that's what a responsible citizen should do, no matter what color you are. And that's what you should do. A responsible citizen, especially where we are right now. You don't make calls to people. You want to videotape it, fine. Let the police officer know you want to do it. I think they would fine do it, but we have things here. We need to go through our protocols with you. And if they take his phone, whatever, too, then that happens. They have the rights. I don't know what all the scenarios were. Things have been said, as I mentioned to you. So it's all over some type of stop or illegal tags or an air freshener. And I say again, the police had the right. They were doing their job. It's within their jurisdictional law. And this person, I think he was young, maybe 20. I'm not going to say his name because I just, I don't need the headache of it. But he should have complied. And that's a big yes to that. I don't think there was anything of Keller there. The problem that it occurred was forced compliance had to get involved. He would not listen. He did not want to cooperate. And what happens with that? As we know, we just saw it. Will this officer be vindicated? I have no clue. It's just a bad scenario. Did she really not know she had a gun versus her, laser? That knocks you down, your taser laser. Your taser laser. Maybe something else that came from Nancy Land. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, check that out. How does a cop do their job if you don't let them do their job? It will turn into this every time. Hopefully not this. They don't want that. No one wants to go home knowing they killed somebody. And these people come on. BLM comes right at, and all the media this morning, it's a racist issue. And it's all because well, first off, if you really took a quick look at this kid, he looked more white. Evidently he's mixed cultured or something, maybe, or it's a skin thing. I don't know. But come on. They were trying to get law and order in the right way with the situation. It went bad. Okay, I'm only going to comment to that. And now you got all these poor businesses up there suffering over it. But I will say this. These are the guys that got attacked that supported the BLM. How do you like how that reverse play worked there? That's karma, isn't it? It's karma. It has to be karma. Yeah. So J&J, let's do some J&J back blood clots. Yeah, it's being reported clots. They're saying 6 to 8 million have received this, but a big batch went on, and it's not good. Now, is this batch the same as the clot, where the clots are coming from? Doesn't seem so. So now we have a part 2 issue. We have contaminated amounts out there people have received. They're not exactly saying it, but it has been said. So we have that going on. And then you have now people and women are having this issue more than men, but some men are. Okay. So if you're a woman under 40 years old, you're one of the ones that are being compromised with what the Frankenshot does from J&J. So what does the FDA say? What does the CDC say? Well, they're trying to get it under control. They're trying to pamper it. It's the sweep under the rug thing for now, say as least bit possible, and change the narrative on comments and opinions in any way you can, shape, or form. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So with that said, why are people getting this stuff? Isn't there enough information out there? I see people too weak. I really do. I see people too weak, and it's just bad. Okay, do what you're going to do. I get it. I feel for you. I hope with what we're finding out, to me, it's you might as well sit down at a card table and play a game of Russian roulette. Maybe. Truth. I don't know. But what the hell is wrong with people who can't accept the possibility that this thing could be like a suicide mission on their own by Janssen? And that's what it is. All right. So that said, a little more said on that. Be real cautious. Be health conscious. Vitamin D3, immense. Take it. A lot of juice, fruits, vegetables. Stay healthy. Get off the sugars. You hear me, Dave? No sugar in the coffee. Dave and I drink coffee together. And by the way, this is 10 O'Clock Talks. I'm Michael Anthony. Thanks for joining us. If you're just coming in, or if you had, and you're just like, kind of like saying what we're all about, hello to you and appreciate you. America, stay strong. We will get this somehow. We will at least fix some things. We're going to work hard to do every bit that we can. You have full support from everyone here at the 10 and 10 O'Clock Talks. Now, I want to get to a couple more actors that, making comments and what they did. And this has to do with Georgia. I think this is important. This is where the true colors come out, and it has nothing to do with skin. I'm not going there. We have multi-skin colors and more families than anybody would ever imagine now, and they think we're racist. Come on. There's a lot of mixed culture, white and black families out there, plus other cultures mixed. We're over this. You're not. Okay. So that said, Will Smith moves his production of his movie, his Royal Prince of Bel-Air, Too Good Ass, and says, I don't concede in a good way to do any further business in the state of Georgia in good conscience to film here. Are you kidding me? All over the voting? So yeah, that was what he released and made statements to publicly that in good conscience he could no longer deal with it, and he pulled the movie from the state. Or most of the time people just back him. It's not really. I worked in movies. I know that they get money, finance backings. Maybe he is producing himself and he is his lone investor self. I don't know. I know the white fan base that he had put him on the map. And it was a white, and that happens a lot in the black community. They say we're racist. No, it's not. White people gave every black American a fair chance at life. Basketball players, football players, the Steel Curtain in Pittsburgh, the best of the best in basketball, Michael Jordan, and oh my God, the list goes on beyond. This is not racism. And like I said, we're all mixed cultures now anyway, if you really look at it. No one really knows this true DNA stuff, where we all came from. We came from one. If we all came from an ape, if we did, then developed into Homo sapiens sapien, as people say that we did, if that narrative is true, which I don't believe in a long shot, I just don't. And I've taught myself about these things for like over 30 years, probably, and I'll at least say 25 for certain. Nah, but get out of here, Willie. Go F yourself, man. Honest to God, it's about the importance, the integrity of voting in America for everybody, not with Fitz's agenda. And if you're in that agenda, I guess you're just another boycotted item as well, and everybody in your movie with you. People of America, and you'll feel it somewhere. It may not be felt as hard as we want it to be, but you're going to feel something somewhere. But all over the election and what Georgia did, trying to secure and properly create good law enforcements on regulations to make sure what happened in 2020 never happens again. He's appalled with it in good conscience. Now, it's reported, and I don't know exactly where this may have been, Pennsylvania, could be a global thing for America. $800 million was reported to be recovered by the Unemployment Bureau. Benefits now have been even more available to the entitled. So what I just said there, because it was how it was written, and I like to give an exact written. I guess what they're saying is they basically got all this money now, and with all the mistakes that had happened, there was something huge on TV last night saying, too, in relationship to this, how bad the system really was. They had a brand new system. They didn't put the system in place. Now they want $32 million more to upgrade a system. You're going to upgrade a system was never even put in place. Well, how do you know you even need the $32 million? That's a bunch of bullshit. Now you find $800 million. We'll take some of that $800 million, I guess. I don't know. Most of the people have been paid, but there is a very strong amount of thousands of people who never got their first benefits or second benefits under the Trump administration going in and out of 2020 through 2021. Get that straight. Good job. Kudos. You're going after the thieves and get them all, make them pay, and put them in jail for taking it because they lied. It was fraud. I'd be in jail if I defrauded some organization like that. Come on. This world's falling apart too much. But anyway, that $800 million was recovered. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for all of us to know, truthfully. I want to get to China. Okay. China claims. Now, there's a reason why I'm going here. They had 1 million businesses closed through this. 1 million that will cause future product shortages across worldwide issues. So it's not just a ship. It's not anything like that, truly. It's more that they're releasing that we are going to be seeing something. I told you guys, start prepping because the warehouses are going to be coming short. I hope you've been listening to me. I have told you the next 6 months are crucial. And if this new wave that they're going to push or fear factor that's going to come around come fall, winter, be prepared. Logic is safety. If you know things and you keep them dear to you, you'll be prepared for whatever they throw at you. Hey, if you have to get locked down for a week and judge the whole atmosphere of what's going on, you're prepared to do it. And then you'll make your decisions. We'll be talking to each other, hopefully, because the fear factor there is like even FEMA, they can distort and do anything they want to kill every social media platform system out there. And that's something also the preppers should know. They have an ability to do it. And even if you have a CB, you're not going to be able to use it if they don't want it used. They can interrupt all of it. It's been said, they admittedly, the military even admits it. So what I'm saying to you here is if we get into this thing and something big happens, they're threatening a new wave coming in. God help that. And that's through Fauci, Gates, and a few others. And we have good people on our side that are telling us we really do need to beware that there are people now that got this shot are becoming carriers of it. And the bottom line is you have the best people in the world who talk about it to us. Keep that in mind. And I'll be talking more on it. I have a big release that I'm going to do and I've done several, but I think another one's due and time is now to do it. All right. So I got you kind of caught up to that part. And please just over the next few months, grab a little of this, that extra, be cautious. I'm telling you, I got some things to drop on you and I want you to just do the best you can. I'm not saying I know more than anybody, but I think I put it together pretty well. That's all. I think I'm just putting it together well. And I've done a pretty good job, I think, to discuss things with you and watch events occur. And I think we all are figuring out where we're going. Safe is always better. Safe is always better. That's the best way to say it. And then we have an Iowa governor. It says no to children coming in, not to his state. you know, and the White House shit, shit show is now in a panic over that one. So Iowa has turned them down. States are doing this. They're standing up. They don't want to take the responsibility because the responsibility will go back to them. They're giving them money, some of these states money, but guess what? That money is a setup to these states to take care of what their real plan is. And, certain states are just saying, no, we aren't going to do it. We're not going to have it here. And they're even using National Guards to now patrol their lines, not to allow people in or buses to come in. So it's blowing up at the White House on that part. What are they going to do? I have no clue, but it is happening. There are some small videos out there and video clips, some little minute clips that people send through Messenger. And there's more states, like I said, involved. And then you have Biden, who now is picking to lead the Navy a woman. I'm not against that. If she has the credibility to do it, I don't know. I don't know much about this person, but I just wanted to put that out there as his top pick. I did bring up leaders of military last night, and one of the things he didn't touch were all the military tops. And that didn't make sense to me. And I don't know why. Why don't you touch the ones that Donald Trump personally put in place? I don't know. But it seems now just today or late last night, yesterday, maybe I caught it late. That's what happened. So he's considering a pick to head the Army. And she will be a woman as far as who he's looked into so far. Maybe it won't happen. I don't know. Maybe it's just all whatever. So we'll go with that. All right. Pentagon. Something else that's important here. And they do this now, or going to try to do this to the soldiers. That they developed a microchip that it will get injected in a small way. Thank you. Appreciate it. In a small way. And they inject it. They've done this before. It's already been done. But now they're coming out with it. Their narrative is, hey, we just did this. No, we already know it's been because leakers have come forward, usually through disclosure shows that nobody wants to believe about. And they're little implants, and they got x-rays done. There was even doctors that removed them. And they are some type of little microchip. They can tell wherever you're at, how much money you got, whatever they wanted to do, they can implant. It's amazing. Remember when we started out with these computers? The computer was as big as the whole wall here over on this side. And now they're smaller than a pinhead, and it's filled with technology beyond belief. So, yeah, they can shoot it into you, and they're going to be doing it to all the military. That's where they want to go. That's where they want to go. And as the executive orders continue, the White House punish us with our rights and everything, and that narrative, and that's not changing in any way, shape, or form either. So that's always a big, big, disruption for the American people. And I want to say this: there's also in the states here, 3 that stand out. One of them was Pennsylvania. I think the other one was New York, and I can't think the other one. They were all in the 30 percentile range of business bankruptcies. They went out of business through this past 14 months of everything that occurred. Now, if they went out of business, I guess they're not going to be able to actually partake in any of the billions of dollars that are available, or maybe they will try to get involved with that. Maybe they'll be able to somehow come back, survive. It depends on, what the allowances of the loans, free money. See, those are the parts that are not always expressed and explained enough. I know a lot of it's in the support system, but there's always something about that support system. So going with that, that's what I can tell you. Yeah. 30 percentile in those 3 states lost all their smalls. That's why I say to everybody, it's so important. And that's why everyone here at 10 O'Clock Talks really gets into trying to do what we can do to support. And there's actually, a group of friends that, I have, and some out there in Happy Land here and Facebook and YouTube and so forth. And they get out there and they do share what they can to try help support, And I want to say thank you for all the prayers from those precious, precious people, them Christians, and they are so, so strong and so supportive. It blows me away how they are. It really does. It blows me away. All right, I want to talk about a little bit here on January 6th. I don't know if you heard this yet, but it's really, really important. This is probably the biggest news to today, and for all the patriots out there and everybody that went to see Trump January 6th. And, there's news out there, but it's going to come really strong now. Okay. I wanted to make sure because of the accusations were true and correct and from the right voices. And it is January 6th. I don't know if you heard it or not, but again, we are the 10. This is 10 o'clock talks. Always join us. Please make us part of your evening. The FBI has announced now that the insurgency was actually a pre-planned attack. In fact, they knew it days earlier. Nancy, up in Nancy land, and all the members and the Dems in Nancy land all stood in line in front of America and denied ever knowing anything and demanded people being fired. And the FBI now has come forth and said, hey, they were called, and and they told Capitol Police that could be a potential problem. Capitol Police was saying, hello, somebody get me the National Guard. He called Mayor Bow, I think her name's Bowser, whatever, the one with the big gawky eyes, her. And then you got Nancy and you got Schumer. They knew about this. They knew about the happening of this. Yesterday, I told you a little bit about more would come today about the judge. And he said, the Proud Boys had nothing to do with what had occurred there and his view of all the information and evidence. So, Trump, again, was right, and so were other people. So this was all pre-planned. I'm sure they're going to start taking some type of actions. My main concern, what are you going to do to Nancy, Schumer, Schiff, and everybody else? What does your investigation say? Why aren't you giving us better details? We know now that it's true, it's correct. And if somehow I'm wrong at this, and this is all planted information, you have my deepest apologies, but it looks really real. And you even have Candace Owens, I believe how you pronounce that beautiful lady's name, making comments towards it. And apologies are needed everywhere to the right people. And now with something like this and the money costing Americans for this fence and protection, this is everything that they caused. And it was all part of their plan to disrupt Trump one more time, and to sway the vote, evidently, which had happened up there. And Mike Pence that thought, oh my God, this is Trump let these people attack the building. I'm still not giving Mike any credit for anything. I mean, he's off my table. To me, he's not worth our time and day. If you have his sign, take his name out of it. I hear he wants to come back. That's what I hear. He wants to come back, wants to get involved, wants to take on this big catastrophic issue. Yeah, maybe. But what the FBI says here now, let's hope Mr. Ray can stay alive. People wind up dead in Washington, don't they, all the time? I mean, history shows it. Without a doubt, history shows it. So, yeah, the Capitol Police knew about it. They asked for help for days before it happened. Capitol Police did contact everybody up in Nancy land, says, somebody help me. Butch Bowser, as I call her. I was called numerous times for this support. There were police fired over this. There are people that died over it. They report. We don't know all the logistics to everything there, but we know things like this did occur. And it's appalling. And they just did it to make Trump look bad. And then they jumped the impeachment. So, yeah, they were trying to cover their asses. And now we're finding out why and what that was more about. Where will this go? What is it going to affect? I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue to that yet. This is all really fresh news in the last couple of days. It's pretty much verified. And again, you have my apologies if I'm somehow wrong here, but I feel it came from the right voices. And I want to just make sure that I say that to you. I really believe that. Let's talk a little bit before I get the hell out of here on a couple other little issues. And I did go over the Ukraine restaurant. I got to make a couple scratch outs. I hope everybody had a great day today, though. I really do. It was mild. I got out. I did a couple miles. I tried to put my head elsewhere. Difficult day for me, though, as a person, individual. Had a couple of complications that you don't want to ever have to be judged on, but sometimes you are. But that's life, That's life. And I don't like life like that, though. I'll say that clearly. I'll say that clearly to anybody. All right, so we got that part. So we got this part. Yeah, I like to check my notes for you to make sure I had good purpose for what I did tonight. Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about this Agenda 21 and what we consider this Frankenshot and human. I was going to talk about it tomorrow, but I want to do it tonight. I think it's just real important that what they are finding out from all the top people, Von Bosch, Boyle, Dr. Boyle, Tenpenny, and more, and more, and more. And they're out there. I have info. Get a hold of me. I'm on Facebook, Michael Anthony at Facebook. I also have a hell of a lot of videos. If you're new, you're just checking in. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Please watch the whole thing. Come in, talk, give us comments. We're learning how to do some of these features. I don't quite understand them all yet, but we'll get there. Just as I got Facebook done, it seems YouTube's more feasible for what we're doing, and that's why we're here. So with this said, yes, human carriers of the COVID-19, COVID-21, B117, SARS, you hear all these different terminologies. We do know that premeditated everything has gone on here. And we lived in a fear factor. But what is true about this fear factor is the Frankenshot is true. And it's a true attack. It really is. They're putting poisons into you. And beware of that if you got it. And don't judge me for saying it. It's what we are now finding out. And I hope you waited long enough to do your own homework. So this still means a lot to people that may not have got it, and they need to hear this, and they can judge and choose for themselves. I am not telling them what to do. I myself didn't get it, and I'm not going to. I'm just not going to. So, yeah. So then you got lockdowns, you got masks, you got fear added in as a new added toolbar that they use. So this shot is no longer what we already know as a protector. This formula that they put into you can manipulate around the actual virus if you catch it. But if you have them both, you can suffer really a lot more. So if you have the shot and people are having the shot and they are actually having complications, but the true complications will come months from now, probably into the fall, into the winter season, when we get a new rush of either cold and flu season or whatever they're gonna call it. All right, and that's the truth. Okay, that's the truth. I don't want to look into the future. And I don't want to say I can't wait to see how the hell this all works out, because that would be wrong for me to wish that narrative into my own thought pattern. But it's true. It's true. So many deaths are suppressed and told. We know that. But to think of it, just by you scratching your skin, you're releasing contaminants to the world. So everybody who got the shot, if this all works out, what's going to happen to the world? Are we going to have a huge separation? Are they going to have to do that? Would the government allow it, or will they cover that part up when they really do know if every scientific evidence that's pointing the finger to this is wrong or right? But if it's right, what are they going to do with us? How are they going to justify the world then? You really need to be in some type of awareness, and that's why I'm telling you, you got like 5 months to prep yourself really hard. You really do, and to protect yourself. And fight as hard as you can for America. It is that important. Again, I don't think this virus was ever the issue. I think the shot is going to turn out to be the true war on the people. And people walked into it willingly. My patriot, Paul Revere, you said it best today when you showed the picture, and other people have posted this, where, and the Nazis came and got all the Jewish religious, and they were promised all these great things, and they walked into their own death, and that's just goes to show you what this world is, what it's always been. It's always had this narrative. It's never been different. It's never been different. And what is it? Ancient bloodlines. Is that what this is about? To the upper brass up there, the Bilderbergers of the world, the rich, the famous, the queen. We have a rare blood type that goes back. It's true. Their ancestry does go back those kind of years. If what we learn under Ancestry.com is all real and science is true science, if we're to believe that what they release is true. So, yeah, when you think about that, what could happen to the world then? Are they going to separate us? Or is there going to be any hope? The amount of spreaders in the millions is going to cause, that's millions here in America. That's not the world. We may have to go underground. if something like that could happen. And this virus, and manipulation of how it strengthens itself and will just by you doing will come off and infect people, dry skin, etc. It's a blow of the mind. It really is. It's a blow of the mind. So, like I said, come flu and the winter, fall, cold season, etc. Messages, 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 messages. Nothing important, but could you click on them? Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, and don't forget, we are 10 o'clock talks. We are always here for you, and I appreciate you. Thanks for coming in, checking us out. Please like and share us. Follow, subscribe, I think is the word here. Subscribe if you can. Hopefully, we'll get seen. All right. That said, I'm going to go a little further before I end out the night. So come fall, just to review, it's going to say a lot. It really will. I hope we're all wrong. I hope that's not. But if this is true, right? It was never the issue of the issue. The issue occurred with all the deaths because of what the governors did in the United States, and they caused the deaths and should be charged with crimes on humanity without a doubt. And nobody should get away with murder. Nobody, not even a matter of this. And what we're learning, I can't push that enough. I could babble on for the night about that for another hour, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Again, my name's Michael Anthony, and I tend to do that. Just bear with me. So, and you know, when this all happens too, and if this does come out, the first narrative for you to expect is going to be they're going to push the fear further into you as they push it away from you. And what I mean by that, they're going to cover up their own narrative, because then the exposure is going to come to light without a doubt. The exposure will come to light, and you're going to be in a position of then you're going to want to go after every one of these with a bullseye. And the American patriots will want to do that without a doubt, because we have all suffered losses through this and in families. Okay. So this Frankenshot is more dangerous than you could ever imagine. Just not enough time in 6.5 months to do this without a doubt, when it takes almost 8 to 9 years. And Trump himself supported that, said it. Why he's asked us to get it, I think it's because the narrative, you know, he could have got a shot of anything. I don't know. I'm just saying, but you know, he would not want us all in that position, would he? Excuse me. I can't believe he would. He's not that type of man. He was never that type of leader. I think everyone around him at his round table were not true to him. And that's the bottom line. They were plans, just like everything else are plans. Safe is always better, as Dave says. I'm telling you, Dave, you're a rock star. I'm with you on it. Safe is always better. And that's the only way we should go with this. We shouldn't look at this any other way. We really shouldn't. All right. So that said, you know where it goes. This COVID can mutate, and it's a smart nano kind of thing. It thinks for itself, it knows how to become stronger. It learns and it perfects itself. Where does it end? Could this be the worst mistake one could ever make on humanity? Just saying. I'm not trying to put a kill factor out there, but that's what it is. It's like a sci-fi movie. You know, the Frankenshot could be the worst thing that ever happened to this world. And and spread like wildfire. There'll be no stopping it. Of course, they're going to promote more vaccines, more vaccines, more vaccines. Maybe they already have a cure. I don't know. You know, this plan has been so out there, and part of the Agenda 21, anything's possible. So just, guys, you keep all that in mind, and I appreciate you. I very, very much do. I hope I touched on some good bases for you. Hope I caught you up in good ways. Did anybody check out Bazooka Joe? Remember the old Bazooka Joe? He came out. What was his name? Mort. He came out with that thing all the way up to here, that big, long, high turtle. What did they know? I don't know. I'm just saying. That's what I find. Nobody else posted it, but thought just came into my head. I don't even know why for the life of me, but I guess when you do this day in, day out, things can pop for any particular reason. I don't know what they all are, but they can. So that said, that's where it all came from. That's where it all came from. So again, I'm out of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh rocks. And hello, America. Hello. Thank you for just joining us, but we're going to be ending this. And if that's the case and you just came in, please join us, by hitting, when, I don't know. It's not going to be live anymore, but it's going to be there. You'll be able to click on it. Please like and subscribe. If you can check me out on Facebook, there's a bunch of uploads there on my page under Michael Anthony. You can check that out also. If you hear anything negative about me, it's probably true, and that's fine. You know, we're all negative in the podcasting, although I'm an APC broadcast. That's how I look at it. Although that's changing now. I'm doing the live media. I'm learning what the new terminologies. This is, to me, it's like pirating, but a legalized form of pirating. Years ago, if you played music and you were pirating out through a CB transformers or something, you know, that was pirating, man. You know, you couldn't do that. That was the old school 60, 70 kind of thing. But it was great. We had great parents back then that did that stuff and supported the cause for America, the grassroots. That's where you need to be. And the grassroots, helping your cities, counties, boroughs, townships, get our people into offices, turn these blue states red. Do whatever you can to knock out the infrastructure from the top. A weak foundation gives nothing to control in the state. A governor can go to no individualized area and say, do this. And then you have them. And right now we're already working on getting everyone elected into these new positions. And I think we're going to have the strongest format the world has ever seen in 2022. And if we work really hard, I think we're going to see great positivities in all our cities. Get strong, get behind your cities. You cannot not do this. You must have to do this. Get that part into your minds, please. I know I push it a lot. Damn it, you got to do it, though. That's what it comes down to. There are people pleading you to do it that are coming out of Trump's campaign slot, people that were there that are coming forward now. Flynn talks about it. Linwood talks about it. Lindell talks about it. Kaylee talks about it. Sarah Huckabee talks about it. I could give you 100. So on top. Oh, geez, there's so many people. They're telling you it's time to get involved. I challenge you to do that. I just got turned off there, just so you know. So we might be going dead here. So before I do, I'm losing live feed, I think. And I think my time's almost up. So I'm going to say this to you tonight. We respect you, and we thank you for joining in. Please like and share. Subscribe. I'm Michael Anthony. I'm out of Pittsburgh. America rocks. Stay strong. Support. Always support. Always get behind America and everybody in it. I can't really think of much else to say, but thank you. Big thank you to David. Big thank you to all the people behind the glass that always help, the volunteers. Thank you for everybody for the information, all my friends out there. And if anybody has the hankering to want to deal with a really strong upcoming group room, you let me know. I greatly appreciate it. I'd like to talk to you. It's something I'll be releasing into the public for some great individuals to take control of. It's called Taking Back America. And believe me, it's strong. You'll enjoy it, but you got to be the right person for the ticket. Okay, loyal, compassion, and you have to have be a good judge of sensibility when it comes to what gets posted. Sometimes you got to say no, but keep that in mind, and I greatly appreciate it. So from the 10, this is 10 o'clock talks. Please don't judge me. I won't judge you. Later, everybody. Take care.